Oh, hey there. It's the I'm Driving to Work show. So, it's April 12th, Monday. It's been a nice little weekend. I've been watching the Derek Chauvin trial pretty closely this last week. Um, anyway, last night, April 11th, over there in Minnesota, where this trial is going on of Derek Chauvin, in Brooklyn Center, actually, the police killed a 20-year-old man. Initially, reports were that he was a traffic stop about an air freshener obstructing the kid's view, and let me think here. They pulled him over about the air freshener. I guess discovered that he had a warrant, which was, they were saying at first, was for carjacking. And, as far as I can tell, everything points to he was trying to flee the scene after they made him on the warrant, and they shot him. He got back in his car, and he drove from Plymouth to Brooklyn Center, crashed his car into another car, and died. That's where he was pronounced dead, and protests immediately kicked off, and I was watching live through Unicorn Riot, through Mercado Media, if it wasn't being taken down or in some other way suppressed. It seemed last night, after the protest moved to the police station and they started to disperse the crowd with tear gas and rubber bullets, chalk rounds, you name it, they were hitting people up. I saw a dude get his ear busted up real bad after they tear gassed him and he didn't move. They popped a flashbang right next to him, and it looked like it blew out his eardrum because he threw himself on the ground. He was already sitting on his knees, so he fell over on his side, and they lit him up with a bunch of less than lethal rounds. He ended up having a bloodied ear. He was fucked up, and he was actually one of the last people there that I saw. Unicorn Riot was still there after most of the crowd dispersed. And meanwhile, by the way, when all this police presence was focused on protecting their police station, there was mass looting going on. A Walmart was hit, and every single shop, it seems, on this one shopping center totally wiped out. Keep fighting. I mean, I have a different kind of view on this stuff than other people. A lot of people will argue that, oh, there's BLM at it again with their murder, rioting, and looting. I actually see it a different way. I don't really care who's doing the looting or rioting. I see that as a different type of protest. That's kind of controversial, sure, but if you protest peacefully and the police gas you and, in other words, suppress you further throughout your freedom of speech, you have to take some liberties, right? I mean, that's what I've been led to believe, is that if your rights are besmirched, I mean, you have to stand up and fight. And obviously this doesn't look like fighting, and actually fighting, now that's a losing battle. So what do? You do what you can. The police force is there to protect property. It's not there to protect black and brown people. The police have never been for black and brown people. It's for people to protect their property, you know? In the grand scheme of things, that's what they care about, is property. You'll see them come out in force after they discover there's looting going on. They come out in force. I just really hope this doesn't push the trial of Derek Chauvin back any further. It's already been so long, and I'm actually enjoying watching his Klan buddies, people from his department, throwing him under the bus in terms of policy and their opinions on the situation between George Floyd and Derek Chauvin and the other officers, Officer King. He's really being thrown under the bus by all of his commanding officers. I don't know. And basically anybody who had any connection to the scene. I mean, the prosecution called many witnesses that called the police on the police. And these are 911 dispatchers. I think the off-duty firefighter girl called the police on the police. And that just goes to show the fear that is really involved with the way the police is. I mean, it's a fear-based system too, and it just really fucks me up how people can't see the nuance in the protesting and being so mad that you want to loot, that you want to riot. After we know that all of these police stations, these police forces around the country are literally founded and or infiltrated by Klan members. There's just a whole second layer, you know. There's your regular pig fat layer, and then under that there's a white robe, and what's next? Flesh and blood. I mean, these people are our neighbors, and they think that it's funny. They think that it's not a big deal because race relations have gotten better over the last 400 years, right? They think that incremental change like that is good enough, and people should just bite the bullet, so to speak, when it comes to a boot in your mouth, you know? People don't want to fucking sit down and take it anymore. And to me, that's a good thing. I say, keep protesting. I say, when the police oversteps their boundaries again, which they will do if people are out in force again tonight, the police will shut them down. They will declare unlawful assembly, and they will blast. And what I say is, hit them where it hurts, you know? They care about that fucking Target. They care about that US Cellular, that Boost Mobile store. You know, people actually start to look at it when there's looting and rioting going on. If not just so they can say, oh, look at these niggers at it again. I mean, say it, whatever. It's just so fucking absolutely wild to me that these are the same people who are so adamant about what they think about Israel or any of this other religious boo-boo garbage, you know? They don't know what the fuck they're talking about when it comes to any of that shit either. Yet they feel like they have some kind of obligation to it because of, you know, white beard bookman, white robe big boots. You know, that's just how I feel. I'm gonna take a look at this trial today. I'm gonna watch that. Might deliver some thoughts on that afterwards. But you know, for now, I'm just gonna work all day and trying to make some whites feel uncomfortable, because I like to speak about how I feel. I don't like to hold it in, because when I hold it in, I let it build up and then it all comes out on somebody who doesn't really deserve it. So I'll just sprinkle the salt all over everyone today, so that everybody gets a little bit and nobody has to get the brunt of that. And that's basically how I feel. Thank you.